Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show. Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wednesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. Glad to be back with you guys on a super hot day. I couldn't even say it. Did you hear me slurring? It is so hot. I have been slurring all day. It's a real scorcher here in Chicago. Some places it got up to 103 degrees. I know in Cincinnati, Ohio, it was 103. In my car earlier today, it said 101. So please, ladies and gentlemen, hydrate, get into air conditioning whenever you can. Don't drink a lot of alcohol or eat a lot of heavy food during this time because we are in an excessive heat wave. We have another great show planned for your viewing and listening pleasure this evening. As you guys all know, Juneteenth is coming this coming Sunday. We'll be celebrating Juneteenth 2022. And so tonight we continue our conversation by having two wonderful guests who are all about helping people to make a difference, who are all about remembering the past, yet moving with the future. And that's what we love about our two guests tonight. It's actually National Soul Food Month as well, too. So one of our guests this evening is the founder of the National Soul Food Month. She's a culinary influencer. She'll be here tonight to talk to us about Soul Food Month celebrating its 21st anniversary. So you know how we always wonder about those days and months and things like that? We'll talk to somebody who created one. And then we also will be welcoming President-elect of the Cook County Bar Association, CCBA, attorney Natasha Jenkins. She'll be here with us tonight, the youngest person to be sworn in, and she's going to be sworn in at the 108th Annual Installation and Awards Banquet. And that's kind of interesting that she would be like the youngest president of that organization. Isn't that fabulous and wonderful? And I was doing some research on her, and she's great as well, too. But speaking of great is our co-host, my friend, the woman with the plan, the one and only Miss K. Renee of Karen's Nuggets of Knowledge. How are you this evening? What's happening?
Hot as
Right.
H-E double two stick.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm finna put my hair up, child. Right. I was trying to do our normal little anchor look, but I can't take it. Right.
I mean, now I'm at that age, and I'm not ashamed to say it, that I go through what is called the change. Yes, I'm going through menopause, and even the menopause saying, "What in the hell is going on here?"
Yes,
it's damn hot.
Yes, hot.
I was out today, and one thing I did, I don't know if you saw in my social media post, I went and early voted because that's important. Hey, Damone, thanks for joining in. Hi, Damone.
I owe him a phone call. I got to give him a call back. He called me earlier today, but I had just a busy day. But okay. Yes, go ahead. So you were saying.
Yes. So, here in Chicago, hey, Miss Betty, good evening to you too. We're in Chicago, early voting is here. So you do your civic duty. So I went and voted, had some running around to do, and I got running around to do tomorrow. But when I got my rental car, I asked the associate, there's air conditioning here, right?
Right.
We're not. You better I need to get a car with some serious air conditioning.
Yes.
So it's just been, and like Chad Daddy said, y'all do not be drinking alcohol when it's hot like this. Do not eat anything heavy. I have my Crystal Light with me, and just keeping hydrated, because that's really important. So it is hot. I'm not complaining.
No, I'm not either. I'm not, because I love summertime. Yes.
But it is hot. I need an air. You know what I need?
What?
Art. I need a pool boy, but has just water, like towels just all over me just to cool me off. That's what I need.
Oh, so now let me get clarity here. We went from a boo thing to now you need a pool boy.
I do, and I don't have a pool, y'all, but I need a pool boy, and he has to be. And see, I don't do no youngins. He could be my age, a little bit older, very well kept, but just ready to just put some towels on me and just cool me off. That's what I need.
Well, no disrespect to your age, and every show I'm on, I always say, now I'm not gonna age you, but I know I'm old. I know I'm old. So a gentleman of that age and of that stature, I don't necessarily think would be a pool boy. It'd probably be more like a butler. You know what I'm saying?
I can do that.
Right. Yeah, you want a butler that lays the towels the right way on you, strategically.
Strategically placed. Yes.
Okay.
But
all right.
But he has to look good though. I can't handle,
Right. Yeah, I get it. Right. Yes, absolutely. Okay. All right. Well, if you are a mature pool boy, close to your Social Security check age, please give K Renee a shout out. She's looking for you. If you're a pool boy now, if that really is your qualifications, pool boy. Yes. Now, if you are a butler, which is usually an older, more distinguished, polished gentleman who does not mind doing a little extra wank, laying towels in certain places to keep her cool, then please apply for the position, you guys. Please.
Do. And here's the deal, though. If you do apply, guess who has to? Not only I interview you, but my big brother has to interview you as well, because he has that keen sense. Because he looks at me, he said, he ain't the one. I said, okay, next.
Yeah. Well, if any dude come along, I'm telling you right now, that claims he's a pool boy and he looks a little long in the tooth, and I feel as if he should be applying for Social Security versus, just making pool boy money, then I'm definitely gonna pull your coattail. I promise you on that one. I promise you. All right. Yay. All right. Big shout out to everybody over at WGN Television in Daytime Chicago. I was on the air yesterday, had a wonderful time as always, hanging out with my beloved Amy and Tanya, Amy Rutledge and Tanya Francisco. They are the amazing hosts of Daytime Chicago. And yesterday, I was able to be on and talk about something that I've always wanted to talk about, and that was the LGBTQ plus community and acceptance more than anything. And so that conversation yesterday just touched my heart in so many ways. It really did.
Art, you were phenomenal. You did. I know your mom, all your ancestors who are now spirit, they're just like clapping for him and said, good job. I was just so proud of you. I just
yes.
Congrats on that.
Thank you. I appreciate you and everybody else who gave me the accolades and kudos. Shout out to Boo. He was the one who dressed me yesterday.
Yes, and he dressed you well.
Yes, baby. I look like rainbow bright. Right.
Yes.
So, rainbow bright. I had a great time yesterday, and thank you so much, everybody, for all the love and support. And I'll be back on Daytime Chicago soon, talking about something else we need to be talking about. So I appreciate the ladies. Yes, amen. And the crew. All right. Well, K Renee, we got so much to cover and talk about tonight before we welcome these amazing ladies on with us.
Yes.
I don't look, I usually get the COVID numbers first, but maybe you want to start us off on the topic and then I'll go into the COVID numbers, get us laughing before we have to be depressed again.
Oh my goodness. I tell you, besides the weather, y'all, I mean, again, because I was just so hot today. Hot. And I don't mean that other hot either, but here's the thing. For those, thankfully, we're not in Yellowstone National Park. Because if you saw the video of some of the roads and the bridge is washed away. And I feel for the tourists who, because I've never been to Yellowstone.
Oh, you have?
But I've never been, and now I probably won't go for a long time.
Okay.
Because unfortunately, due to the flooding, due to the increasing high temperatures, this global warming is really, truly real, y'all.
Right. It is. It really is.
It washed away the bridge it's the only bridge that goes into the park. Some of the roads are literally washed away. I saw a house literally just topple and go down the river.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel bad for the people who are, because they're stuck. They can't get out.
Right.
Can you imagine you like, I'm gonna go for a nature hike in Yellowstone, and then you can't come home.
No, you're stuck. Right, right. They're going to have to airlift those people out. They're going to have to, search for them. Imagine people who may not have electricity or chargers to communicate with. So you're right. You're absolutely right.
So y'all just be careful. And this global warming, climate change, it's very real. So just take heed.
Yes, it is. All right. Well, I want to give you guys the latest COVID-19 update numbers. As you all know, we are a health and wellness show, and each and every night we try to give you the latest numbers. This show was developed during the pandemic, and it has continued to go forward. This was something just to keep people entertained and informed, and now people turn to us for wonderful interviews, information, laughs, cries, whatever the case may be, and we're really appreciative of you all. Illinois public health officials, I'm so hot I can't talk,
I know.
announced 5,737 new confirmed or probable cases of COVID-19. And unfortunately, we had 5 additional fatalities, and this was as of Wednesday, today. According to the latest figures from the Illinois Department of Public Health, Illinois is now averaging 3,983 cases per day.
Wow.
Over the last week. The first time the state has reported an average below 4,000 cases a day was back on May 4th. In the last week, the number of new daily cases has decreased by nearly 21%, according to the Illinois Department of Public Health data information, part of the ongoing trend decline that started in mid-May. So I don't know. To me, I do know 2 more people who have come down with COVID. Dr. Anthony Fauci has tested positive. He's fully vaccinated, has been boosted, and hell, he Dr. Fauci. So I mean, right, he Dr. Fauci. So are you kidding me? So I don't know. You just never know. Again, I'm bringing this all to the fact that this could be just like a common cold at this particular point, or severe allergies.
I believe that. And, again, I think people are getting a little bit too complacent because, as I'm out about, I was out about today in this heat.
Yes.
Folks not wearing the damn mask. And right. I'm just like, and they look at me like, why are you wearing your mask? Duh.
Right.
I told the Uber driver that took me to get my rental car, I said, I'll be wearing my mask to Junevember. He was like, Junevember, what's that? I said, I'm working on it with my dear friend. We're trying to talk to President Biden to see if we can get this on the calendar, but I'm wearing my mask. And,
yes.
It is what it is.
Yes. Well, I have a dilemma, but I figured it out. I am attending the Gay Pride Parade this year after the 2-year hiatus. Every year I do a viewing party at the end of the parade route, which is less people, more family oriented, that type of thing. And I'm like, nope, I'm doing it this year. I know I couldn't be in the major crowd where everybody's neck to neck and, just dancing. No, I need to be away from it all. But yeah, I am going to push forward this year and having the event. Sure.
Well, because I know you're very active.
Right.
Because I remember you had a beautiful picture with our mayor.
That's right.
Because she was the grand marshal.
That's right.
The pandemic. And I saw that beautiful photo of the 2 of you. So now it's a way of life, people, whether you like it or not. We are going to be wearing masks for a very long time.
Yes, we are. Okay. All right. Very good. Well, let me give the rest of this and then we can move on. As of late Tuesday, 1,177 people are in hospitals in the state of Illinois battling COVID-19. That is a decrease of 15 patients from Monday. Of those, 125 were in the intensive care unit and 59 were on ventilators. This is the most people since March 9th of this year. Okay.
Wow.
Right. As of Wednesday, 8,288,928 Illinoisans have been fully vaccinated. That equals about 65.6% of the population. Illinois has a population of 12,741,080 people. So,
and we're one of the two that have been fully vaccinated and boosted. So I'm glad to
yes,
say
we have. Absolutely. Yes. That's why we both growing tails.
okay.
That's why we both growing tails. Yes. Uh-huh.
We growing something, but
right. You are a mess. I love it. I really do. All right. Well, today I got something extra funny to tell you. Today, 2 protesters were arrested in downtown Chicago.
What they do now?
After they super glued their hands to the countertop at a Chicago Starbucks location to fight the upcharge in vegan milk alternatives. Well, now here's the deal. I'm with these guys. I don't know if you're a fancy coffee drinker or if you're a big, person that likes, the fancy coffee drinks, but I am starting to love these drinks now more with coconut milk, with almond milk, oat milk, things like that. And you do pay a tremendous upcharge. I've even paid as much as $1 to be able to get these milks, in my drinks. And so what do you think? Because my point is that, I can't imagine everybody coming in talking about, give me coconut milk now, give me almond milk. You know what I'm saying? It probably is far and few in between versus the ones that just want regular milk.
I think due to inflation, and we got a story about inflation in a few seconds, that's why they're doing this. Now, I would have probably used a different approach to protest because, I'm a very picky person. I'm not going to be sticking to nobody,
right?
Just because. But I would use a different approach. I applaud their fortitude, but I'm not doing no super glue. That's right, Marguerite. We ain't doing no super glue.
Right.
It's bad enough when you use super glue to glue, different things around your house. I'm not gluing to nobody.
Right.
Especially if they're not clean.
Oh,
can you imagine? Can you? I mean, you're like, oh, we're for this, and then you glue into somebody. You be like, well, didn't you take a bath?
Well, no, they glued their hands to the countertop of the Starbucks.
Oh, okay. I thought I misunderstood. I thought you said they glued to each other. I'm like,
no,
okay.
No.
But even then,
me and Booth ain't tried that one. No. These people glued their hands to the counter of the Starbucks.
I wouldn't have done that either, but okay.
Right.
Because people don't see, I have glued accidentally my finger and something, and to try to get that off, that's painful.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Very good. We'll go right ahead with whatever you have in the news tonight.
Well, in our wonderful state called California, a manager, or I should say a former manager of a Northern California gas station was fired because he accidentally set the gas price to our favorite number, 69. Instead of $6.99, he set the price to 69 cents. And so can you imagine you going to the gas station, all right, filling up your gas, and you're like, okay, because you've always posted on social media how much gas costs, right? So you go to a Shell gas station, you're like, all right, let me fill up. And literally by $5 or so, you're like, why is my tank filled up? And you looking at the price, you're like, oh my, 69 cents. So this, unfortunately, it wasn't on purpose. He accidentally did it. But unfortunately, it cost the owner of the gas station $15,000. So they let him go.
Oh, wow.
And now his family is posting a GoFundMe to help him raise the money to pay them back.
Oh, wow. That's so horrible. Man, 69 cents a gallon. Are you kidding me? Wow. Well, that's just like I went somewhere yesterday and the daughter of the proprietor was working and they, was teaching her how to do ring up orders or whatever. And I handed her my card and she should have charged me a certain price, but she only charged me 51 cents. And so when I got the receipt and I looked down and I said, oh no, I said, I got to be honest here. And see, that goes back to the honesty thing, because I am a frequent customer there. I knew this was a little girl. She probably made a mistake or whatever. I brought it to their attention and was like, listen, she didn't charge me enough. I said, now, this had been anywhere else. And this had been a one-time shebang, bang, boom. Baby, I'd have kept stepping. You understand me? I said, but I got to come back in here and face you all again. And I don't want that to be, on my conscience. And I want the little girl to learn the right way.
Well, that poses a question to our audience. If you see a mistake like that, like Chat Daddies, would you confront it and say, you know what, Mr. Sir, you made a mistake? Or would you do like, you know what, I just got some free good stuff and just keep it moving? What would you do?
Right. And see, yesterday, this was at a service that I frequent quite a lot. Versus if I'm at the grocery store and I don't know now. And Lord, forgive me. But you know what I'm saying? Forgive me, Lord. At the grocery store, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I might be like, thank you. I'm checking my receipt to make sure you rung it up right. But then if I notice that ham didn't get rung up.
Well, here's the deal. I have done that where I've gotten all the way home and I saw that. And I have called and said, hey, the person didn't charge me for this particular item. And 9 times out of 10 say, oh, don't worry about it, but thank you for bringing it to our attention. And then there are times where I've seen it and like out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
But if it's an establishment that I frequent on a regular basis and that there's a new person that's trying to do the right thing, I would do the right thing and say, hey, this is not right.
Right. Yeah. That's what I did yesterday. And again, this was a little girl. They was teaching her. I've become cool with these people. So you know what I'm saying? And they give me a great service.
Right.
And so, yeah. So I was like, Lord, let me be fair about this and let the little girl, because otherwise I was like, baby, what a discount. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. All right. What else you got?
Well, guess what's happening on Friday? I think.
What is Friday?
Well, Friday, even though today is our Friday, but this coming Friday, it's officially time to say so long to the Wendy Williams Show.
What?
The long-running syndicated talk show will end without its host sitting on the purple chair.
Wow. So had she come back to do any of the shows? I was so far removed from Wendy Williams after all of this that, so people have been filling in.
And Sherry Shepherd, who now probably will have her own show due to the fact that she was very popular. She sat in for Wendy while Wendy was healing, and now she's going to have her. I mean, there were co-hosts like Fat Joe, Remy Ma, Leah Remini, Michael Rappaport, and of course Sherry Shepherd. And so, Friday is the last day.
So is she gonna say anything, or is it just gonna be?
As of right now, she has not. But she said her lawyer, LaShawn Thomas, told Entertainment Tonight at the time Williams is prepared to get her show back in motion. But I know there's some tension between Sherry Shepherd. Well, I won't say Sherry Shepherd, but more so Wendy Williams and Sherry Shepherd.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's you replace me, you one up me. That's gonna be, and the sad and unfortunate thing is we saw this coming. We knew, and again, it's time for Sherry Shepherd to have a show. And then the funniest thing is Sherry Shepherd would be good on that type of show, dissing dirt and laughing and and all that. She was good on The View, don't get me wrong, but I think Sherry Shepherd is better when she can be Sherry Shepherd.
And she's Chicago's own, I should say.
Yes.
She's originally from Zion, but so she's from the Midwest. And it's time. I mean, you run into various celebrities who've paid their dues, and she's paid her dues. So it's time for her to shine. I'm hoping that Wendy will come back, and when she comes back, I want her whole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you may be right, Scorpio Love, that Wendy's bitter about a lot of things, and you can't continue to progress and be who you are if you have bitterness in your heart. It's just not going to happen.
I agree with you 100%. You're absolutely right. Very good. Okay, well, where else are we going to run to and do?
Well, I happened to read this article, and even though we're both not married, I thoroughly agree with this headline saying, psychology explains why kissing is so important in a marriage. You ain't got to be married, y'all. Kissing is important, period.
Is it important, period?
It is important, period. Because we all know, and see, remember now, my big brother, he is definitely the relationship expert. So kissing is definitely a precursor to true intimacy.
Oh, is it really?
I tell you, in my seasoned life, there have only been 5 men that can really break it down.
Oh, really? A lot of
frogs. Trust and believe me, y'all. But there I have my top 5. I'm not like David Letterman, the top 10. I got 5.
Okay.
And we won't disclose who those 5 were. But I think when you're kissing someone, especially if you like them, you should put your heart into it, because again, and that is so funny. Men think they can kiss. All men can't kiss. All women can't kiss.
Come on now, tell it. You absolutely right that they can't kiss.
I've kissed men with thin lips. I've kissed men with some full lips, and they're not always mutually exclusive.
That's right.
So it's just the fact that intimacy is just very, it's a spiritual exercise too. Because when you're kissing someone, you're looking in their eyes, you're feeling the movements of, the hugging, the touching, the caressing, and then, bam. So, yeah, I like kissing more than anything. I mean, if I could just kiss all day, that's a good thing.
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh,
I love to kiss.
Oh, very good.
Very few men, and your little sis.
Right.
I'm not gonna be like, oh, that's nice. I'm like, let's have a conversation.
That the kissing ain't working.
I just say, let's have a conversation on the art of kissing.
Hello.
I give them, there's one guy I gave some links to. I said, you need to just kind of study this.
Did you really?
I sure did.
Lord, what did you say?
He was like, you can kiss. I know that. I've had a lot of practice. Apparently you have not.
Oh. Girl, what? You told somebody that?
Mm-hmm.
And what'd he say?
What can I do? I said, I sent him a link. I said, I need you to study. And when you're ready, let's have a talk. Of course, I didn't see him again, which was fine, because that means he wasn't for me. Because something like that, and he claimed he was all that. So if you all that, then I want to see if you all that.
Oh, okay.
And from the kissing part, he wasn't all that. And I let him know he wasn't all that.
Well, you need to get you a show called You Ain't All That. I can see it now. The You Ain't All That show. Right. You heard it right here. You ain't all that.
But kissing is very important. So, even as summer comes, that summer love, that summer romance, the wonderful backdrop on the beach. We have Lake Michigan. You're walking on the park. You look in each other's eyes. You do that caress, soft caress. It starts on the kissing on the forehead, which, a lot of people don't know. When a man kisses on the forehead, is very endearing. It starts going down and, just very softly. I can probably teach a class on kissing. Okay,
so Crystal has a great question. Thank you, Crystal.
No, he was not, sweetie.
He wasn't worth teaching?
No.
Really?
No.
Oh, boy.
Well, I have my top 5, sweetie. And unfortunately, I will have to say my ex was one of the top 5. He otherwise we wouldn't have got married.
Oh, wait. Ramondo, that's too funny. Yeah, You Ain't All That show. Yeah, I'm telling you, right. That would be hilarious. Look, You Ain't All That show.
All
yeah.
that. Yes.
That is hilarious.
Some people need to be told the truth.
Right,
I mean,
right, right.
If you want to, especially, I'm the type person, if I'm not doing something right by you, be honest and tell me. We're not we're not children. We are grown ass adults. So if we're going to be grown, then let's be grown. Okay. And so if I'm not doing something right, and there have been very few men have said that, I'm like, well, what do I need to do to get better? And when they tell me and I start practicing, they're like, okay. I don't know what to say now. I see.
Okay, we have to have a whole nother show because our guests are coming soon, because then it makes me wonder about a lot of women that, if you all are out here critiquing these guys and these guys are not doing it right, you telling all these guys, then where are the men that are doing it right? And why are you all so single and have been single for a while?
Well, the reason why some of us have been single, because the men that we do like, they're taken. So we can't interrupt that, right? We want someone for ourselves.
Right. Okay.
And then that sometimes is very challenging.
Oh, okay.
But I tell you, if I had my butler though.
Okay, that butler, I'm telling you, or that pool boy who's not too far from Social Security. Right. If you're a pool boy who's not too far from your Social Security check, you are, closer to getting it than having to contribute into it. Give Renee a holler. Give K Renee a call, y'all. She available. Yes, pool boy. Yes, absolutely. Okay, I'm a do-right man. All right, Bishop. We appreciate you for being a do-right man. I love it. Yes, amen. Are you close to
you are, but you already taken, so
Yes.
Thank you.
Scorpio love say I'm all about that kiss below the waist. Oh my.
Well, that's very good as well.
Yes, it is. Because I like my kiss down low.
I know you do.
All right, I digress. For those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the Wednesday night edition. The Wednesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. We're having a great time tonight. It must be the heat. Again, want to remind everyone that we're under a heat advisory. Please stay hydrated. Check on your animals, the elderly. Air conditioning is important. If you're in the Chicagoland area and you don't have the proper air conditioning, please call 311. They can direct you to a cooling center. Limit your alcohol. Eat light foods. Stay hydrated. That's all we're gonna keep telling you guys, and stay cool. As soon as I get done with this show, I'm jumping in the shower again. Do what's necessary to do what's right. Coming up in just a few moments, we have two wonderful guests that will be joining us tonight. We're celebrating Juneteenth. The official celebration is this coming Sunday, but we're going to talk to two people who are all about other people, preserving history and legacy, but yet helping us to move forward. So I'm excited about both guests.
But not only Sunday is Juneteenth, Sunday is also Father's Day. So for all the fathers, grandfathers, uncles, brothers, all the men who've played a paternal influence in your life, happy Father's Day. I know firsthand, I am always and will forever be a daddy's girl, even though my beloved father, Mr. James Mason Jr., is with me here. Mr. James Mason Jr. did not play, and I just adored him. I was blessed to not only have him, my second dad, my maternal uncle, Mr. Theodore Washington, who, they just loved me. They would tell me like it is. And I miss them terribly, but they had such an impact on my life. And so I give homage to them. I give homage to all fathers. But first, we'll give homage to our Heavenly Father, because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be here.
That is true. That is true.
Day to all dads.
You're absolutely right. Yes. Happy Father's Day to all dads near and far. The one thing I don't like about Father's Day is people don't really celebrate it like they do Mother's Day. Go all out.
That's not true. I did. And I always do. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. But it's so funny. I'm noticing everything is barbecue driven. Everything is get your dad some shorts. I guess because it's in the summertime. You know what I'm saying? But yes, happy Father's Day to all you dads out there, because without the daddy, there would be no baby. So,
That's right.
even though the mother was the vessel, without daddy, there would be.
Daddy was the conduit to the vessel.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. He was the little rowboat to the big old yacht. Yes.
That's right. That's right.
Amen. Boy, we even making that sound cute. He was the rowboat to the big old yacht. Yes.
What is your before our guests come on, what is your favorite Father's Day memory of your dad?
Oh, that's interesting you would ask that. None. I have zero.
Oh.
I have zero.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can't remember. My father always worked.
Okay.
My father was not a very celebratory type of person.
Mm-hmm.
He was a horrible communicator. So Father's Day, yeah, it just never has had any, yeah. No.
Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie, but
that's all right. You asked. I mean, and I told you, yeah, no.
But you've been a paternal influence to a lot of men and a lot of women. So again, and again, what is your moniker? Chat Daddy.
That's right. Yep. So no, you can't. Some people did not. I miss mine terribly. R.I.P. Yes, Will Jones, Mr. Jones, rest in peace. Damone says, "Say that for the folks in the back." Yeah, you have to realize women have probably always had a much better time with their dads or fathers. For a lot of Black men, the time with dads and fathers were probably not the best thing always, unless you had that type of dad. But no, my father came from a really rough background. He didn't know how to communicate well. He was not, no, he was none of that. So no, Father's Day is, for me now, it's a great time to buy new clothes because they on sale. But other than that, that's it. That's it. Yes. Mm-hmm.
No, I get what you're saying, because even though with my dad had his struggles. I've said it publicly. My father was a recovering alcoholic, and during those times, his alcoholism started when I was a child, right? And it progressed all the way up until I graduated from college. And once I graduated from college, that's when his life began. And so, I was very grateful that he took the time to say, I love me enough to stop this addiction called alcohol, because alcohol is a really bad addiction, and it's genetic. So, at his service, I made it clear. I said, my father had many faults, but the one thing he was so consistent on was his sobriety. So, and I really am grateful, honestly, for him, because he taught me about men. He let me know, and that's a wonderful thing, because again, a daughter's first love is her father, and how that man talks to his wife, mother, sister, any female influence is indicative in how that daughter is going to deal with relationships with men. So,
right. Yes, I agree.
Very important. I tell men all the time, if you have girls, you better just make sure you okay, because she's going to be watching you all the way up until she gets an adult. So just
absolutely. Well, we want to wish everybody a good Father's Day, whether you had a great relationship with your dad or not. Again, if it was not for the fathers, a lot of us, I guess, would not be where we are to this day. And as I've always said before, daughters and fathers have a bond that you just wouldn't believe. They just love each other like that. They really do. Well, we're excited about welcoming our first guest to the show this evening. Did you read up on what I sent you about our amazing guest, K. Renee?
I just proud, because that's Black woman magic on both ends. It's just great to see both of these women who are doing the damn thing, who are giving of themselves to help others and to help a community. So, I'm very proud.
Very good. Well, our first guest this evening, ladies and gentlemen, is here to talk to us about the fact that it is National Soul Food Month. Matter of fact, this marks the 21st year of celebrating National Soul Food Month. And we just got through saying earlier, I love some of the treats of summertime and coming from Southern roots. Anytime I Google a recipe now, I always go, give me the Southern version of it. But then I also try to look for the locale version of it as well. Well, here to talk to us tonight is the founder and creator of National Soul Food Month, which focuses on the heritage and foodways of African Americans and people from the African diaspora. So that's really great. Our guest is the former food editor for Ebony and Southern Living magazine. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show tonight, culinary influencer, Miss Charla L. Draper. Yay!
Hey.
How are you? Can you hear us?
I think she may be on mute.
I think you're on mute. We need to unmute your mic. Let's see. Can you unmute it?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. You on mute. You got it. Oh, there you go. Very good.
Hi everybody.
Hi.
Yeah, hi everybody.
How you
Hello.
doing?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me as a guest today. I'm really excited.
It is a pleasure to have you here. It really is an honor to have you here this evening. Kay Renee and I are just fascinated to hear about National Soul Food Month. And my a real quick story, my maternal grandmother used to be very close to Mr. Johnson, and we would come to that amazing cafeteria in the test kitchen when I was a young man. So I know you know about nothing but excellent food. It's an honor to have you here.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Tell me, when you came to visit the cafeteria, were you ever there on the day they had catfish?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Oh, that was my favorite meal.
Yes.
The cafeteria, the catfish.
Yes, it was. You're absolutely right. Please introduce yourself to the audience, and then let's talk about what is National Soul Food Month.
I'm Charla Draper, and I founded National Soul Food Month in 2001. I was working with Chicago group, the Culinary Historians of Chicago, on a project focusing on grits and greens. And as I worked on that, I said, we need to celebrate soul food. Soul food needs its own month, because one of my goals with celebrating soul food in June is to recognize the contributions that African Americans have made throughout the years to the American menu, and to celebrate the foodways and those foods that we so enjoy, those things, whether they're from Africa, the Caribbean, or South America, those different areas of the diaspora, so that we can know what our heritage foods taste like, and we can keep those foods on the table.
Yes. Yes. Very, very good. Going back to my childhood yet again, I remember coming up, my dad was from Georgia, my mother was from Mississippi. We didn't eat soul food out in the streets because we ate soul food at home. We ate other foods out, out in the streets. And so when did soul food become so fancy and everybody now is paying big money to go out and eat what we were raised on?
Well, I'm not sure exactly when it became so fancy. I would say in the 60s, Eldridge Cleaver called it soul food. And Dr. Jessica Harris, who is one of the foremost food historians, Dr. Jessica Harris is quoted as saying, "We didn't call it soul food, we simply called it dinner."
Right. Yes.
And there have been restaurants around that have specialized in soul food. Unfortunately, here in Chicago, many of those iconic restaurants have closed for various reasons. There was Gladys's Luncheonette in Bronzeville, Edna's over on the west side, Army and Lou's in Park Manor, and just so many of the places that many of us enjoyed going to and eating a meal that we didn't have to cook. Right. Fortunately, however, soul food seems to be coming back on the scene with a lot more emphasis than in the past. And some of that I attribute to the racial reckoning that we've had over the past, let's say, 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
People are interested in trying new foods. The soul food restaurants are welcome in different areas. We've got some great ones here in Chicago now. Over in the Logan Square area, there's Luella's Southern Kitchen, headed up by Chef Darnell Reed. And anytime I talk about Luella's and Darnell's place, I always mention Chef Darnell is a product of Chicago Public Schools, and he's a graduate of Dunbar, and he's doing great things. Other restaurants would include Cleo's over on 43rd and Cottage, and then Gladys's has had a new rebirth out here in the Mary Nook area, and the restaurant is updated. They don't have all of the same foods. They have some of the same recipes, but they're doing a fabulous job. And that service and Gladys's is exemplary. Can't be beat.
Wow. Very nice. Very nice. I'm so glad to hear that. K. Renee, jump in with a question if you'd like.
Oh my goodness. I know we're talking to an icon here, Miss Draper. Thank you so much for joining us. You know, even though I can't eat right now any soul food, but whenever I think of it, because I think of, most of us, we know how to cook soul food, right? But I want to ask you, what is your favorite dish to make, that gets you in that sweet spot?
Oh, that's a hard question. Now, that's like, which one is your favorite child?
Right.
Some of the things that I enjoy making are collard greens. I'm still fine-tuning that recipe. Cornbread. Okay. I use my grandmother's cornbread recipe. And when I was at Ebony, I ran a cornbread recipe. And one of the Ebony readers wrote in and told me that the recipe was incorrect because it was sweet and cornbread should not have sugar. Now, that's an age-old point of discussion in both the North and South.
Yes.
And our family recipe does have a sweeter profile.
Right.
We use boxed cornbread mix and cornmeal together. Now, if you choose our recipe that uses a box mix and you don't want the sweeter version, you can go with the box mix that's not as sweet. Martha White is not as sweet. Our family uses Jiffy Mix.
Hello. Hello.
Right. All of us use.
Right. Yeah.
It costs like 5 cents a box.
Yeah.
No, it don't, baby. Not since
not now, but back when we were growing up, 5 cents a box.
Yes.
Oh yeah, back in the day.
Yes.
So those are, let's see, I said greens, cornbread, and then one of my favorite things, I have a non-fried, oven-baked catfish recipe. And I think it's delicious. It's a recipe that I created for a story in Cooking Light magazine several years ago. And probably my most favorite thing this time of year is peach cobbler. And I really enjoy peach cobbler with fresh peaches.
Yes. Oh my God, that is so wonderful. We actually have a couple of questions from the audience. The question is, what is the difference between soul food and Southern food?
Okay, there are lots of different types of Southern food. Soul foods are made from Southern foods, but not all. So soul foods are made from Southern foods, but Southern foods are not all soul food.
Makes sense.
For example, well, there's the greens. We claim those as part of the soul food menu. Then a popular Southern food is pimento cheese. Now that's very good, but that's really not a soul food.
Mm-hmm.
So those are some of the differences there.
Right. Very good. All right. Somebody said that we forget to mention Soul Queen that was on Stony Island years
Right.
ago.
Absolutely,
Yep.
absolutely. And as a matter of fact, Soul Queen, Helen was one of the neighbors in my mother's community. So, and the other one I forgot to mention was Isola's
Yes.
on 79th Street.
Yep.
Yes.
Azolas.
Mhm.
Yep.
And then there's Captain Hard Times over
Yep.
on
79th and King. Yep.
Yep.
Right.
Right up
Yep.
the King
Yep.
Giant.
There's just so many different options today. Oh, another one that we have now is now this isn't one of the iconic restaurants. Ooh wee, it's me.
Yep.
They're doing great things
Yep.
and expanding.
Yes, he is.
So we have lots of choices.
Yes,
And
we do.
if you don't want to go out to eat, you get a good cookbook and some recipes, and you can cook at home.
Uh-huh. We have another comment before we get the information about your virtual. My mother was from Alabama and started cooking at 8 alongside her grandmother. Everything she cooked was from scratch. I don't have a written recipe except for her cakes. She would never measure anything, nor did any of her ancestors. Yeah, that's the way it was, right?
Right.
That's absolutely correct. And that's why many families, they don't have those legacy recipes.
Right.
My grandmother was she was the president of the Missionary Society for over 20 years, and she was known for making wonderful signature pound cakes. Now
Wow.
we make that cake today, however, we don't share the recipe anymore. There was
Right.
a time when we shared the recipe, but that's
Right.
one of my family legacy recipes.
Mhm.
And I know the recipe by heart. I don't write it down. I mean, it's not written down when I'm making it.
Wow.
I definitely can understand, Charla, because the one thing that people know me for, my Nana, who was a baker, sweet potato pies. That's something I still do now. And I tell people, I said, there's one ingredient that you can't duplicate. And I do it every pie, and that's love. So,
You read my mind.
That's right.
That I've learned. I've worked as a test kitchen home economist for craft kitchens, and I worked at Ebony and in Southern Living at Southern Living magazine. And one thing I've learned throughout my career is that when I'm cooking or baking at home, you have to have that love. And if you don't have that love, and if you're distracted, it's like distracted driving.
Yep.
Sometimes you have a oops.
Yep.
So if I'm not feeling it, I'm not cooking that day.
That's right.
Yep. I couldn't agree with you more. Real quick, we do want to congratulate Virtue in Hyde Park. The executive chef there just received a James Beard Award, which is incredible. He was the only person here in Chicago that walked away with an award. What do you want to say about that?
Virtue is one of my favorite restaurants. I was over at Virtue Sunday evening before he won the award with a business colleague that I had talked to her about Virtue over 2 years ago, and she came to Chicago for the James Beard Award. And she said when she told me she was coming, I want to go to Virtue. Do you think we'll be able to go? Well, I'm glad that she told me 8 weeks ago, so we were able to get a reservation that night.
Yes. Oh, that is so.
They have wonderful macaroni and cheese at Virtue, and they have an absolutely delicious banana pudding. I wasn't a banana pudding girl growing up, but I love that pudding on the menu at Virtue.
Very good. Speaking of cakes, pies, and puddings, you're doing a virtual event, and I noticed that you're having my good girlfriend, Miss Stephanie Hart, who just celebrated 20 years in the cake business. Let's talk about your wonderful event and some of the people you're going to be featuring.
Well, throughout the month of June, during National Soul Food Month, we host a series of virtual programs. And tickets to the programs are $50. And with your purchase of the $50 ticket, you get all access to every program we have throughout the month of June. Plus, you get a swag box that's mailed directly to you. Now, next week on the 20th, we're going to do kind of a how-to with Chef Stephanie Hart, famous for that caramel cake. Now, Stephanie is not going to share any of her secrets, but she is going to talk about the things you need to know to turn those family recipes into an iconic recipe, maybe even a business such as Brown Sugar Bakery.
Right.
And in addition, she's going to demonstrate a recipe. I believe she's going to demonstrate either old-fashioned tea cakes, which many of our grandmothers and aunts made, but we don't see those so often today at the bakery.
Right. Very good. So how can we get involved with this virtual event?
Absolutely.
You can visit our website, nationalsoulfoodmonth.com, and you can register from the nationalsoulfoodmonth.com website. And some of the other programs we have in this month, we're going to talk to two chefs, Tia and Matthew Rayford, and they are chefs and farmers. And the amazing thing is that their farm is in Brunswick, Georgia. And would you believe the farm has been working and active in Matthew's family for more than 100 years?
Wow.
It's going to be a special conversation. So they're going to talk about the history of the farm, what they're doing now, the kind of crops they're growing. It's organic. And then they're going to talk about their plans for the future with the farm, and doing some things to make it a public space. So that'll be on June 27th. And that also is listed on nationalsoulfoodmonth.com.
Okay.
One of the
All right.
programs that we did earlier was with the chef from Virtue Restaurant, the chef de cuisine who's in charge of the operations, Chef Damar Brown, who people may know from being on Top Chef this
Yes. Yes.
We had a wonderful one-on-one chat with Damar, and that's recorded. So if you register this evening and you want Damar's conversation, we have the link that we will share with you.
Nice. This has been incredible. Kay Renee, before I let you go in with your famous question for our guests, ladies and gentlemen, nationalsoulfoodmonth.com, nationalsoulfoodmonth.com. It's on the bottom of the screen. Go register for this. It's going to be wonderful. A lot of fabulous people. Stephanie just celebrated 20 years in the bakery business, and I remember when she got started. So we're so excited about that. Crystal, very good. She said, I'm registering. Very good. Right. And then she mentioned Chef Wilbur Jones as well, too, who's a dear friend of mine. And congratulations.
I know Wilbur.
Yes.
Wilbur and I both worked at Kraft. Not at the same time, but we share that experience.
Yes, very good. Kay Renee, go right in with your question because we need to get to our next guest in just a little bit. This has been an amazing interview. Go right ahead.
Ms. Draper, thank you so much for joining us. But I always ask our guests, who inspires you to be the best Charla L. Draper this universe has ever seen?
Well, I stand on the shoulders of the ancestors such as James Hemings, who was the chef for Thomas Jefferson.
Yes.
And now Chef James brought macaroni and cheese to us. I stand on the shoulders of people such as Lena Richards, who was the first Black woman to have a cooking show on television in
Yes.
the New Orleans area. I stand on the shoulders of my grandmothers, the grandmother with the wonderful pound cake, as well as my dad's mother, where I learned about gumbo. And she also would make scrambled eggs and brains. So I stand on the shoulders of some really phenomenal cooks.
Very good. Well, we are honored to have had you here this evening. Not only are we celebrating June being National Soul Food Month, but with Juneteenth being this coming Sunday and Father's Day, what a great way to celebrate. We just said you celebrate your dad with good food. So maybe some of these mamas and big mamas and little mamas will start making a little soul food for daddy on Sunday.
Yes.
Sounds wonderful. I'll be cooking. I think I'm going to grill out this Sunday.
Okay, very good. Now,
can we stop by?
I'll let you ask me on Friday. If I find
right, how you feeling?
Like today, we will not be grilling out.
Understand.
We love you. So listen, we're gonna have you back on again. So we just know. Absolutely. We're going to have you back on because you did an outstanding job tonight and we truly appreciate you. For more information, you guys, please go to nationalsoulfoodmonth.com, nationalsoulfoodmonth.com. Ms. Draper is a wonderful lady. She's had us laughing, told us great stories, all of that. We wish you nothing but continued success. Happy Father's Day to the men in your household.
Okay, and thank you all.
We love you. Okay. We do. Thank you. Have a great evening. Bye-bye. Wow, that was great. That was excellent. Wasn't she a sweetheart?
Ooh, got me hungry. Shoot.
I know. I'm fighting it all too.
And just talking about the recipes, it brings me back to, back in the day when your parents, when your mom, your nana, even dads who can cook, right? And just bring that love and that infusion of just soul. It's just like, oh,
I know. Oh my God, I'm hungry now too. And as hot as it is,
okay,
put the water and ice cubes, and you know how that works. Very good. Yes. Well, as we continue on with our show this evening, we have one more guest that we're going to interview tonight. As I said before, Juneteenth is this coming Sunday, and this entire week on the show, we've been bringing you guests who we feel are history makers in many different ways. We just talked about the fact that National Soul Food Month has been around for 21 years, and we want to continue to celebrate what is known as soul food. Well, our next guest tonight, did you do your research on our next guest, Kay Renee?
I did, and again, kudos to our next guest because she's standing on the ancestors because she is rocking it. I mean,
yes, she is.
To accomplish what she's accomplished at such a young age, she's rocking it. Just very proud.
Yes. Well, our next guest has so many accolades and kudos. I'm not going to list them all tonight because we're going to let her talk about herself. But she is president-elect of the Cook County Bar Association, known as CCBA. It is the country's oldest Black lawyers membership organization, and they have an upcoming event, which will be the 108th of this event. It will be the annual Installation and Banquets Awards. And our newly elected president is here with us tonight so we can get to know her, as well as we're going to talk about this wonderful event. Ladies and gentlemen, help us to welcome a history maker. And I guess, we can make her cool by saying a sister girl that's doing the doggone thing. That's the way we going to say that. I'm looking at her in the green room, and I think she agreed with the way I introduced her. Yes, very good. We don't like stuffy people on this show, honey. We like to let our hair hang down. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, attorney Natasha Jenkins.
Yay! Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for those kind words. As you said, I am a sister girl from the south side of Chicago.
So, yay! Very good. Oh, my God. It's such an honor and a pleasure to welcome you this evening. Thank you for being so warm and welcoming. We are just always honored when we talk to people who look like us and people who are doing the damn thing, as we say on this show. So please introduce yourself, tell the audience all about you, and then we want to talk about your wonderful new appointment as the president.
Okay, so yes, I am born and raised on the south side of Chicago. I am a labor and employment attorney by trade. I started my work in the public sector. I got my first job as an assistant attorney general, and then it was off to the races from there. So that's a little bit about my background. I went to high school here in Chicago, and then I left and went to upstate New York for college. Came back, went to John Marshall Law School, which is now UIC Law School, a public law school that we have here in the city. And I am a first-generation college grad as well as a first-generation attorney.
Wow, how wonderful is that? What made you want to become an attorney?
Well, honestly, to tell you the truth, since this seems like a show where you can keep it real,
please.
I did not start off wanting to be an attorney. I wanted to be a teacher, and my mom said, "You like to argue and debate. When we put you on punishment, you like to negotiate your punishments. Like you just really talk too much." and I always ask the question, "Why? Why did you issue that punishment? Please break it down for me." And my mother would say, "You are going to be an attorney. Like this is you're too much already." And so I, at first, like I said, I went against that as much as I could. And then when I got in college, I started to learn a little bit more about the legal profession. And I decided, I want to go back to Chicago and I want to be an advocate. And I started off, like I said, in the public sector, advocating and doing some criminal work as well as civil litigation. And then I transitioned into labor and employment.
Wow, how fascinating is that? So I want to talk about the organization, the Cook County Bar Association, the oldest Black lawyers membership organization. Let's talk about that rich history. And now you're taking it over. You're going to be Madam President.
Yes. So the Cook County Bar Association has been around since 1914, and it was created by necessity. At that time, Black lawyers could not join a bar association. And I know some people are like, well, why do you need to join a bar association? It is an organization, it's a trade association for attorneys to get their professional training and ethics training, as well as to network. And a lot of attorneys get job opportunities as a result of their work. One of the things that Cook County Bar Association does is we have one of the largest minority job fairs in the country for attorneys that are coming out of law school. And so that professional development and networking and engaging in the community is near and dear to us. And so when attorneys came out in the 1900s, they couldn't join the bar associations, the Chicago Bar, the Illinois Bar. So they created a Cook County Bar Association. And our mission since its inception is advocates for justice. So we have been in the community since the 1919 race riots, advocating and representing protesters who were defending people that were protesting. And now, even if you transition forward, we still do some of that same civil work by representing individuals who are arrested for protesting. Laquan McDonald, George Floyd. Our attorneys are on a forefront of being there as advocates for folks that are standing up for our civil rights.
Wow, incredible. And so how did this role come about for you? How did it, you know what I'm saying? I know, look, I'm like your parents. I know you probably, argued your way right there to defend your case, but how did you come about being elected the president?
Well, too much is given, much is required. So basically, I initially just started out volunteering and mentoring younger attorneys and law students. And somebody in the organization actually nominated me from the floor. I thought maybe I was too young Traditionally, most of the attorneys that extend to the presidency are older, and for a long time, we had a lot of male presidents came before me. So someone nominated me and said, "No, you're ready." And I said, "Are you serious? Am I ready?" And so I just, the younger guard in our organization stood behind me and pushed forward some of the ideas and things that I was implementing, some of the panels and community work that we were doing. And I answered the call to serve. And I said, okay, let's do this. And so I've served in the vice president role, and then I moved up and was elected to the presidency. And now I'm being installed on June 24th at the Hyatt Regency at 5 p.m. We have a cocktail reception at 5 p.m. and then the event starts at 6 p.m. And if you would like, I don't want to talk too much, but I can tell you.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're good. Very good. And
we're going to have the renowned keynote speaker, Benjamin Crump. He's going to be our keynote and deliver that address. We are also going to have remarks by Karen Freeman Wilson, who is the president and CEO of the Chicago Urban League. In addition, we're going to have remarks by Congresswoman Robin Kelly, and we are going to have a special treat. We really believe in giving honors and awards to those people in our community that have served us for so very long. So we are giving an award to Congressman Bobby Rush, who is retiring soon out of Congress, and so many more. My vision for the bar year, my theme is lifting as we climb. So that's one of the reasons why we're going to celebrate legacy and our history, but also talk about moving forward and how we can make sure future generations benefit.
I love it. K. Renee, jump in there.
Well, I'm very proud of you, Natasha, because my big sister definitely is a proponent and member, and I'm sure you may know her, Attorney Kira Payne, who has been very active. That's my big sister. So, when she comes, you just tell us that I was interviewed by K. Renee at Art Center.
Yes, I'll let her know.
So, because she's always impressed upon especially young women, to be in the legal profession. And it's funny how you tell the story about your parents. I think all women, especially us, like to argue. That's what my father says, you should have been an attorney. I'm like, no. He'd say, no, but you argue very well. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. But I'm just really proud of you, because I think for younger women to see you, it's like, okay, this woman looks like me. This woman I can identify with and be the best. So I guess I want to ask you, in your corporate career, what has been one of the most challenging, I would say, cases that you had to try, and you're like, God dog it, what am I going to do to make sure that my client gets the best that he or she needs? So, can you talk about some of the challenges that you've had?
So in my field, I practice labor and employment, and for a short period of time, I represented a union. I went over to the other side. A lot of time I defend against employment actions and labor disputes, but I took a period of time to get some experience on the other side and see what it means to defend some of our people who may have been wrongfully terminated, or their employment or labor rights were breached. And so I had a really good case where an individual had a incident that happened to him at work, and it was an isolated incident. And he was a young African American man, and had been at his job, done well, had mentored other people, young boys at his job. He was in community work, and it was a very difficult trying to negotiate with his employer to give him a second chance. And ultimately, by taking that case to arbitration, we were able to get a really good result for an individual that was out of work for several years. We were able to get him some back pay, as well as get him his job back and put him back to work. And that was one of the most rewarding opportunities that I had, because he was a brother, and he, just made a one-time mistake. And if you looked at his time on his job, his record was very clean, and he was a mentor. He was out in our community mentoring other young boys, and he deserved a second chance. He was a good guy.
Wow, that's so beautiful. K. Renee, go in with your closing question that you always ask our guests so we can wrap this amazing interview up as well, too. My God.
Yes. First, again, Natasha, congrats on your position as president-elect. That's no small feat. And I'm sure your ancestors are just very proud, including your parents, your family. But I want to know, who inspires you to be the best Natasha Jenkins this universe has ever seen?
Well, there's many people that inspire me. One is my mother. She was always a hard and still is a very hard working woman, and she made a lot of sacrifices to make sure I could get the best education that I could have. And we had to live in some of rougher communities at different times, but she was a mom that made sure I was involved in community work and extracurricular activities, dance class, acting class, just made sure she really engaged with me, and that made a difference. But my role model in the legal profession is my sister Michelle Obama, because she's from the South Side of Chicago.
Yes, and she's a Dolphin alum, because I went to Whitney Young, so she's my Dolphin alumna.
I actually had the opportunity to meet her. One of my first jobs was interning on Capitol Hill. And I remember when I was in my junior year of college, I went up to Michelle Obama, and I was so nervous at the time. It was before she was the first lady. And I said, do you think I could go to law school? Do you think I could do it? I'm from Chicago. I don't really know many attorneys. Can I do it? And she was like, absolutely, you can do it.
That's right.
And that gave me that extra encouragement. And from that, I will always be thankful for our first lady being so down to earth and genuine.
Oh, that is so beautiful. Okay, so can the public come to the installation, or is it strictly for attorney? So tell us how we can do all of that.
So you can get your tickets at cookcountybar.org by clicking on events. There is also you can search for the event on Ticket Falcon, but the easiest way is to go to cookcountybar.org, click on events. The installation will come up. It's on June 24th. We have cocktail hour at 5 o'clock, and then the program starts at 6. I didn't mention that it is hosted by Val Warner.
Oh, yay!
We look forward to the community celebrating with us and networking with us. It'll be a great time. We're going to have some music and some entertainment going on as well.
Yay. cookcountybar.org, you guys, is how you can get the tickets. June 24th is this wonderful celebration. We are bringing in the new president who's here with us tonight. We are such a trend-setting show that we get to talk to people as they're on their way in to the what they call it, the governor's house instead of the White House. Yeah, she's going to the governor's house. Yeah, or the lawyer's house. Something like that.
The lawyer's house.
The lawyer's house. Yes, the esquire's house. Yeah, that's the way you call that. Yeah, so we appreciate you so much. Continued success. Don't forget us. Look, don't forget us. We need you back on again.
We may need you
to come back on.
Wait, we may need you one day, Attorney Jenkins. So just,
absolutely.
We're gonna keep you on speed dial.
Yes, absolutely. Attorney, in closing, what do you want to say to everybody before you go?
To pay it forward.
That's beautiful. Pay it forward. If nothing else, pay it forward. I love that. I really do. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for our amazing guest, Attorney Natasha Jenkins, newly elected president of the Cook County Bar Association. And we are just honored. Thank you, Attorney. We appreciate you, and have a wonderful night. Yay. Congratulations. Yay. That was great. Oh my God. I love her. She's good too. Yes, I know. 2 amazing women. What a way to close out our week. Oh, look, they got a lot of round of applause.
Yes.
Yay. Very good. Both ladies. Yes. All right. Let's get that nugget of knowledge before we have to run out of here, my love.
Yes, and it's definitely kind of identical to what we were talking about. Basically, it's Wise Words Wednesday, y'all. And the nugget is this: surround yourself with people whose dreams are big as yours.
Yes.
And again, this is Wise Words Wednesday. # surround yourself with like-minded people. Like this one over there. Surround yourself with like-minded people. like
yes,
him.
absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much. Oh, we appreciate you guys.
Oh,
Oh,
thanks,
thank you.
Crystal.
Thank you. We had a wonderful
Thank you,
time.
Miss Betty.
Hello,
Yeah.
Ypsilanti Sims. I know who that is. Hello, cousin. Yes,
Hi,
very good.
Ypsilanti.
Very good. Yeah, this was all great tonight. We'll
Yes.
be back next Monday, and then next Tuesday is our Pride show, and then we'll be off until July. We'll be on hiatus, and then we'll be back in sometime in July because my schedule is picking up. So make sure you tune in next Monday night. Then next Tuesday night is our big Pride celebration. We actually have the co-host of a television show, The House, will be joining us, as well as a best-selling LGBTQ author will be with us as well too. So, Kay Renee, take care of yourself, my love. I love you, and we will see you again. Stay out of trouble. Oh, thank you guys. Oh, yes. Oh,
I can't help it because I don't have that butler pool boy, so I gotta be a good girl.
Yes, you do. You do. Ypsilanti Sims, I miss you too. You got to come visit me. When are you coming to see me? All right. I love my family. That is beautiful. On behalf of Kay Renee and yours truly, Art Chat Daddy Sims, I just want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight. What a great way to end the week. All of our guests tonight were just amazing. We love them both. They'll be back to see us. Thank you guys. For more information about yours truly, please visit therealchatdaddy.com. That's therealchatdaddy.com. I love you all. I'll talk to you soon. Have a wonderful night, a safe weekend. Stay hydrated, people. Please stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. All right, let's see. I think we got a few more comments. Oh, thank you, Crystal. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Crystal.
All right, we love you guys. We'll talk to you next week.
Happy Juneteenth and Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. Happy Juneteenth. We love you guys. Bye. Bye. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show.